and welcome to Versus Live. I'm Ross Merriam.
And I'm Corey Baumeister.
And we've got Dan the Man in the booth. Say hey, Dan.
Hey, I'm the man.
True.
Hi, but let's do this right. Hi, Dan.
You gotta say, hi, Dan, I'm the man.
Yeah.
Hi, Dan. I'm the man.
There we go.
Dan will be taking all of your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure you tag at Star City Games so he can see them and send his favorites over to us. As always, we are brought to you by Star City Games and now sponsored by basically everybody.
Everybody.
There's so many.
First one, Carnox chairs. Make sure you go to carnox.com/SCG because if you use that affiliate link, you will get 10% off of your purchase. And as we tell you a lot, we like getting 10% off.
Yeah.
We like it so much, in fact, that we're going to do it twice.
We are going to.
We are now also sponsored by Coalesce Apparel. And if you go to coalesceapparel.shop and use the gift code SCG, you will get 10% off of your purchase there.
Wait a minute. Do you know what this means, Ross? Carnox has not, the combination of us trying to get a Carnox chair has not worked so far. Now, do you think we can get some shirts?
We're going to try.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you
Get
can
some
get
of those
this
sweet
awesome looking
shirts.
Roll Todd shirt that we have up on screen.
Oh,
right now.
yeah. Bring Todd
awesome.
back to Versus Live. I like that.
Love it.
Yes.
Last but not least, we are also now sponsored by Ultimate Guard, and that means we're going to be using Ultimate Guard's katana sleeves.
These are
on
nice.
the show.
These are
Shuffle 'em.
nice.
They feel good.
Yeah. They feel really good. I'm a fan.
We'll see how they feel after about 4 shows. We go through sleeves pretty regularly here.
Yeah, whenever we cut, we just eat a few, you know?
I get hungry during the show.
Yeah. Wow.
Ross,
They're hard
why?
to chew.
Don't.
This is why we don't have nice things, y'all.
No, it's not.
Tell Ultimate Guard katana sleeves hard to chew.
Hard to chew. Only
Yeah,
concern.
feedback.
Great to shuffle. Difficult to chew.
Hard to chew.
Hold out your hand.
Other way. Back.
No.
Don't eat the sleeves.
I don't think we're doing the new sponsorships quite right. They haven't told us to not eat their products, but they also haven't told us to eat the product.
Well, I thought we were sampling them. That's what they said. Sample the product. Thought it was like a cooking show.
That's not what they meant.
Oh, is that not? Did I get it wrong?
Yeah. So what are we doing today, Ross?
Last week,
Oh, damn.
leading into SCG Richmond,
No, you're fine.
Is it? Oh, okay, perfect.
You're good.
we played 2 team battles.
We did.
I won the first one.
Yep.
You won the second one. We got another Team Constructed Open coming up this weekend in Philadelphia. And that means we need a rubber match.
We do.
So we are playing some Team Constructed again today. That means Standard, Pioneer, and Modern.
And I didn't hold anything back, man. I'm playing the 3 best decks. The 3 decks I would play.
Okay. Well, we're starting with Standard.
Yep.
So what are you playing?
I am playing my beautiful trophy list of Blue-White Control. A couple additions, a couple small changes from minor things I disliked over the weekend, or I made the deck worse, one of the two. But otherwise, almost my exact SCG winning standard deck list.
It could be both, right? You could make modifications and make the deck worse.
Oh, that's...
They're not mutually exclusive.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think I did.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I
You did
definitely
both.
made changes, but I did not for sure make the deck better.
Okay.
Yeah. But
good.
we are playing against the one Achilles heel of the deck. I think Temur Rec is a pretty difficult matchup. I think it's winnable. I did give William Polium his first loss in the finals.
That feels pretty good.
That did feel pretty good, but he destroyed me in this one.
As Corey said, I am playing Temur Reclamation. I'm actually playing Harlan Fearer's list from the Open. I like his
Crap, he beat me too.
I like his commitment to the Flash style game plan after sideboarding with Nightpack Ambusher.
Yep.
So I went with his list over Pulliam's. This was the breakout deck from the weekend.
It was.
I've played Temur Reclamation before.
Well, let's not say breakout deck. There was a winning Azorius control list.
Azorius Control managed to take down every single trophy.
Yeah.
But Temur Reclamation was the deck that was getting all the hype, getting a lot of play over the week.
Yep, that's true. If you like taking second, play Temur Reclamation. If you like winning, play Azorius Control. I agree with you. Good advertisement.
Corey has 3 trophies about that.
Do I?
There's a picture of you holding 3 trophies.
Oh,
You can
yeah.
only assume from the picture that you went home with all of them.
That's true. That's how it worked.
Okay, so let's get into it.
All right.
You've got the marbles.
I do.
That means I'm on the play.
That's important. That's important. Being able to stick a turn 3 Planeswalker on my side without you being able to counter it game 1 is so important. But when you're on the play, you can do that.
Okay.
Oh, it's good to be back. Playing my baby.
Sand looks solid.
Yeah, sounds a keeper.
Let's play Temple of Epiphany.
Okay.
Don't need another one of those. I can go to the bottom.
Okay. Well, you may be having epiphanies, but I am enlightened. Ooh, do I want that? Probably not. I'll be a little greedy and put a land to the bottom here.
We'll shock to 18 and pass the turn.
Just shocking with no plays, huh? That's not smart. All right, well, my draws have been interesting to say the least. I'm going to shock, and I'm going to play both of Miletus.
Shock to 18 with a play.
With a play.
You're going to search for planes. I'm going to cast an Omen of the Sea.
You do that.
It's what we call a shortcut. Us in the business. Okay, well, Scorching Dragonfire is the worst card in my deck in this matchup.
Does hit Planeswalkers.
Still the worst card in my deck.
It's dope. Don't get me wrong, but I had to tell Harlan in the top 4 that card hit Planeswalkers. He's like, well, let's hope I don't draw too many of these. I was like, well, you can still kill Narset with it. And he's like, this hits Planeswalkers? I was like, crap.
You would think of the top 4 of the tournament, they would know that by now.
Yeah.
We'll keep this one. This one is a good card.
Okay.
So. Okay.
Okay.
Castle Vantress, pass the turn.
All right. I will get a wall. Now, what do I want to do? Don't think I want to just give you a free scry, and I think I should just jam here, so I'm going to try for a Teferi.
Yeah, I will cast Thassa's Intervention, X equals 1.
I will not pay it. Your turn.
You sure? Teferi's a good card.
I'm sure.
I would have paid.
Yeah, I think sometimes I just have to jam. I've been trying to play this coy plan, but it just usually has not been working against Temur Reclamation. So I was X-4 at the tournament, and 3 of my losses were to Temur Reclamation, and then 1 mono red player got me. But
well, I wish I had the Reclamation here to really punish you, but I do not. So I will simply play a Temple of Abandon.
Talk about you getting wrecked.
That seems like a fine card to draw next turn, so I'll leave it there.
Okay. I'm going to draw and then go 2 life higher.
Back up to 20.
Oh, yeah.
Does the rumbles of that thunder show up on the sound, Dan?
Not that I'm aware of.
No.
Yeah, there's a brutal storm going on here in Roanoke, Virginia, and your boy over here is trying to fly out of Roanoke to go to the Players Tour after this. We'll see if that happens.
Fingers crossed, everybody.
Yeah. Well,
Fingers
I mean,
crossed.
I might just be ending up at SCG Philly then, so I'm going to go for a Teferi.
Okay, I've got another intervention.
All right. Enough of that. Okay, pass to you.
And let's play an island and pass the turn.
All right. Interesting. Very interesting. What do I want to do now? I'm going to play land. I could leave the scry mana open and just try to play a little defensive here. I think that is pretty reasonable, so I'm going to do that. I'll pass to you.
Okay. On your end step, I will cast a Growth Spiral.
Okay. That resolves.
I will put a Breeding Pool onto the battlefield.
Okie dokie.
And I will sacrifice this to scry 2.
All right.
2 more lands that we don't need.
Okay.
I can go to the bottom.
All right. Now things start to get a little dicey here.
I will cast a Wilderness Reclamation.
Okay. I'm going to attempt to absorb.
I will expansion your Absorb.
Expansion the absorb. Okay. You gain 3?
I gain 3, brings me to 21.
Yep.
I will then play this tapped.
Okay.
Go to my end step, untap, and pass the turn.
Alrighty. 1 card?
Yep, so I got plenty of mana and Castle Vantress up, which is nice. But 1 card.
I'll go with the Teferi.
The 3rd Teferi, eh?
Hey. How do you like that? Are you a fan?
Screwed this up.
Good.
Should have shocked last turn. I didn't even think about counting. I got lazy. I'm going to respond to the Teferi with a Brazen Borrower.
Just playing the Brazy Bee.
Yeah, that way you have two things you really want to bounce. But had I shocked and floated and just scryed 2 on my turn, I could have done both.
Yeah, let's absorb that. I'll go to 23. And then let's ship that Reclamation right on back to your hand and draw a magic card, play a land, pass to you.
Okay, that was a very good draw.
Uh-oh.
I will cast Uro.
That is a good draw.
I will gain 3 to 24.
Okay.
Draw a card. We'll put a land.
Okay.
And then,
I'm feeling Uro's coming back.
Yeah.
What?
Is there any consideration as to which one I leave?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't think it does.
No.
So we'll exile those 5, cast it, go to 27.
Yep.
Draw another card.
Yeah.
Put a land on the battlefield.
All right.
And pass the turn.
Okay, okay.
It's got 1 million lands.
1 million, to be exact.
Didn't need to scry 2 at all. Just had the card on top anyway.
I think I'm just going to tick up and pass to you. Euro is a problem. I need my glass caskets. Surprisingly, that glass casket is good against you.
Yeah.
Almost more so than Wrath, but
I will attack.
beginning of combat. You draw a magic card.
Yeah. Okay. So you have 3 in hand?
I have 2.
2.
Two great ones, though.
I will cast Storm's Wrath.
And how many cards you got?
2.
2. Okay. Yeah.
Now, do I play the Reclamation? I don't think I do, because you could have... I guess if you had another Absorb, you probably protect the Teferi.
Possible.
Same with a main deck Veto. Is there a cheap conditional counter spell? I guess you could main deck Dispute, and my Rec could get disputed.
Could get wrecked.
I have another land, so this is 6 mana. I'm just going to pass and make sure I get to scry.
Okay.
I don't think the Reclamation is super important.
Yeah, it really isn't. I'll scry 2.
Yep.
Draw a card.
This is now basically an attrition game.
Yep. Okay. Well, these are my choices. I think I just want this top card anyways, so draw for that. Draw for my turn.
You live in both on top? Or?
No, top bottom. All right. I'm gonna go for another Omen.
Plenty of mana, so main phasing this makes sense.
Yep.
Find a Planeswalker or a Dream Trawler.
Well, I got that. It's your turn.
Okay, I'll scry 2.
Okay.
2 lands can go on the bottom.
Yeah, you probably don't want that.
And do I want to scry 2 on upkeep here? What am I really
reasonable.
digging for? Another explosion.
I wouldn't love that. I think you should just draw land. And then not play Reclamation and just pass. Scry 2 lands to the top.
Yeah, I'm going to scry 2 on the upkeep.
Okay.
And yeah, Storm's Wrath is not going to do it against the Trawler. Let's
Dream
bottom
Trawler
that.
has a 5, not a 4.
Yeah. Jeez. Okay, let's play Reclamation.
Okay.
Go to the end step, float a blue.
Okay.
So
Did you do it?
I did not do
Okay,
it.
that's good.
I have a bloom pool. I can.
Just want to do a little scry. Doesn't matter, right? Because you can double scry anyways.
Yeah, I will scry 2.
Okay. Yeah, now comes to the part of the game where now all I want to do is draw like Narsets. Narsets and Teferis to be able to kind of lock him out. At this point when I have Dream Trawler, all I want to do is kind of just be a prison deck and just try to shut doors from Temur Reclamation side. Well, still trying to find an answer to Euro, because Euro is essentially just the same as Dream Trawler, minus the lifelink, but the lifelink doesn't matter too much in this matchup.
I'm gonna leave them both on top
Okay.
and cast a growth spiral.
Okay.
And then pass the turn on your
Okay.
upkeep. I'm gonna attempt to bounce this. So that'll stall it for a turn. And if you want to not deny me the 3/1, you have to discard a card.
It's a pretty good call. I don't want to discard, so I'm just going to let it be bounced.
I honestly feel worse about that because it means his card is good.
Yeah. So I want to play this and then pass to you. Yeah, that was nice. I didn't want that to happen.
Okay, let's main phase an Omen.
Okie dokie.
Is that good enough at this point?
Makes sense that you would want to keep both of those cards on top. I think that was a good sequencing on your part.
Yeah, and then because I knew I was drawing this, I leave this
Yep.
and just dig later with it.
Yep.
I wonder if I was supposed to sacrifice it with the trigger on the stack.
But all I know is you can't stop the trawler forever. You know what flavor text that is from?
I do not.
Can't fight the tide forever. My favorite flavor text of all time, Aboshan from Odyssey.
Ah, yes. Cephalid Emperor.
Yep. You can't fight the tide forever.
So, I will go to my end step and
Yep.
put this trigger on the stack.
Uh-oh.
Let's scry 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not doing a whole lot. So, bottom that land.
Okie dokie.
This card is good. Because that card is good, I don't want to use this scry, so I'm just going to cast this Brazen Borrower
Crazy B, sure.
and then untap.
Alrighty. I'm going to draw. I'm going to get a trigger. I'm going to... Do I want to scry here? Kind of. I have some extra scries, and I would really like to hit some gas here. So let's do that. I'm going to scry. That is indeed said gas. I'm going to declare attacks.
Yep.
Drop.
So you split the scry.
I did, yep.
Okay. I'm going to chump because I just want to build towards Uro.
Okay. Love that.
So you're going to gain 5 to 28.
28. Second main.
Yep.
Nasset. Pater Vales. One punishment for that, but
Okay.
it's quite annoying, but I do want Narset, so I'm going to veto that.
That's pretty good.
All right. Activate. You know what's better than one Narset, right? A second one. All right, and then we'll play a land and pass to you.
Okay. I will activate Castle.
Okay.
Already knew that this was there.
Shields are down now for me, but at least Explosion Expansion, you can't draw a card, so that is nice. I think that's why the Dovin's Veto is worth it. Otherwise, I would have let Narset go, but...
So we're still going to leave that on top. That one's still good.
Okay. Hasn't gotten any less good?
Correct.
Crap. What do we got here?
We have a Thassa's Intervention.
Okay. It's a good
So
one.
And I'm wondering, I want to be able to cast the Uro, so I'm only going to... Maybe I should just Uro and cast this for a bunch. Because I get to untap. But I still, like, I just have so many ways to use my mana.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather just do this for X equals 4.
Okay. Pick out two good ones. Pretty good.
Not really.
Good. Excellent.
Yeah, we'll take the spells.
Good option, good option.
Then play the Uro.
You go to 30.
Exile 5.
Mm-hmm.
Don't draw a card because of the Narset.
Yep.
End step. Untap.
Okay.
Pass.
All right. So now I really want a way to deal with that Uro so that I can have a Planeswalker be protected. So I'm going to start by Narseting. That was not bad. Kills Dream Trawler, so that's kind of a problem. think we have enough mana to do this first. Narset?
Sure.
All right. Activate. Narset. All right, now really want a glass casket. That is what I really want here. So I could do a little scrying to try to find that, and then attack. Because I can also find Teferi, and that would be a pretty good answer. So I think I am going to do this. I'm going to scry. Keep this on top, this on bottom. Declare attacks.
Before you declare, I'll cast Growth Spiral.
Okay.
Okay, you can attack.
I will attack. Trigger. Take 5.
So 25 to 33.
Yep. Second main. Glass casket.
Sure.
We'll target that. Then I will try to get enlightened. Top that and pass to you.
On your end step,
Yep.
I will bounce the glass casket.
It's pretty good. Okay.
I gain 3 life.
Yep. No draw again. Because you grow spiraled.
This gets sacrificed too.
Yep. Because it was.
Oh. That's kind of awkward.
Yeah,
maybe I don't want to bounce this
Okay.
at all.
Because you don't draw a card too.
Yeah. Okay. I forgot the way that was worded.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess I'll just cast this normally.
Okay.
And scry 2.
Okay. Things are getting scary.
We will leave that one on top.
Okay.
You have 3 in hand?
Yep.
One of which is Shadow the Sky, and another one is Narset.
Yep. You know those two.
Okay, attack the Narset down.
Yep.
Now I get to draw cards. That's fun.
I don't like that. I'm okay with you drawing like 1 or 2 cards, but I'm not okay with you drawing like 9 or 10.
Okay, I'm going to sacrifice this to save mana here and
Okay.
scry 2. And so what we wanted... Do we want this one as well?
It's 2 expansion explosions.
I think we do, because I think that's how this game is ending.
Okay.
So, I will then cast a Growth Spiral.
Okay.
Then I will go to my end step and float 5.
Yep.
Untap, make 10 more, so that's 15.
Okay.
And I will 11 you and draw 11.
I will dispute that. Just kidding.
Brings you to 22.
22, and you draw 11 cards? That's not fun. I tried to contain that play for as long as I could, but that's what makes this matchup tough, is, you know, you have all these flash threats to be able to deal with my Narset and Teferis. We'll see if we can come back for this.
Guess we can discard this one too. That's good in the graveyard.
That's probably good.
Okay, pass the turn.
All right, let's see what we can do. All right, I knew that was on top. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Access to 11 mana. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I think there's something I really would like here, and that's a Teferi. I would like to find a Teferi.
There's only one left in the deck.
Yeah, I know. It's not looking great, needless to say. So we're going to start with the Narset. Activate. That's not terrible, I guess. Take an absorb. Then I will attack, trigger.
I go to 20, you go to 27.
I had you at 28. Was I missing something? A shock or something? What did you have, Dan?
I had him at 25.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
gotcha.
what I had as well.
I just can't read my handwriting. Okay, so got you done. Oh, yeah, you were going to gain 3 from Uro,
Yeah.
and I marked that. Okay, and I go to 27?
Yep.
Okay, then we're going to go with land. Elspeth Conquers Death?
Yep.
And I have to hit Brazen Bar to keep Narset alive here, even though I don't love it. And then I'll pass to you. Now, with a grip full of cards, I don't feel great about this, but what can you do?
What can you do?
No, that's what I was asking you. What can you do this turn? These games are always really good. They're really fun to play.
You have 3 in hand.
Yeah, this is just exile.
Yeah.
It's not
one
coming
of,
back.
One of which is absorb.
Yeah, you know absorb. That's it. Actually, you do still know this from before.
Yeah, and,
Yep.
and the shatter still.
All right. Blue, red.
It's play Wilderness Reclamation.
Yep, I can't afford to counter those, so that's fine.
So this is 6. It's shock to 18.
Okay, 18 and 27.
It's escape and Uro.
21.
And put a land onto the battlefield.
Yep.
Sacrifice it.
Okay. How good's your hand?
Not great.
Oh, that's good. Then we got a game.
Also, don't have many cards left in my deck.
You never do. Yeah, when Dream Trailer starts getting a little carried away.
Then I will play a Storm's Wrath.
Storm's Wrath, eh? That's an interesting one. I think I have to let this go. Because if you have Explosion, I think I might just be dead. What? 8, 12, 16, 20. Yeah, well, no, I would live. I would live. Do I care that much about Narset? I don't think I'm supposed to. Okie dokie.
Okay. First Reclamation trigger.
Okay.
Let's scry 2, I guess.
Love that.
2 lands go to the bottom.
Okay.
Let's scry 2 again.
Okay.
2 lands go to the bottom.
All right.
Let's float green blue.
Okay.
Untap. Play Omen of the Sea.
Okay. I resolved.
2 lands go to the bottom.
You got any spells left in that deck?
I'm not sure. Okay, you're up.
All right. We're going to untap. Draw a couple triggers. Trigger. Going to declare attacks.
That is fine.
I will attack with the trigger on the stack. I am going to scry 2.
Yep.
Okay, I'll go top, bottom, draw.
I go to 16, you go to 32.
Yep. Can I afford to play anything? Uro hitting me is something I don't love. Believe it or not. So my thought is I could shatter this guy with Absorb up, and we each draw a card, and then I could Elspeth Conqueror's Death back Dream Trawler, or I could just say go. It's pretty close, actually. It's pretty close. You still have a lot of cards. I have to worry about just dying. So yeah, I think we are going to do that. I'm going to take 2. So I'm going to go to 30. And I just don't know if I really care about this Uro. I think we're just going to go with this land tapped.
So you're still at 32.
Yeah, and just pass to you. Unsure about that.
On your end step,
Sure.
I will cast a Brazen Borrower.
Okay.
And then I will scry 2.
Okay.
Let's leave that one, land to the bottom,
Okay.
and go to my turn.
Yep. It's going to be a bit of a painful turn.
Actually, I should leave the land on top.
Going to leave the land on top?
Yeah,
Okay.
declare attacks.
Yep.
Attack for 9, draw,
I'll take it.
put the land on. So you're going to go to 23, and I'm at 19.
Yep.
And you have 4 in hand,
I have 4. Yep.
and I know 2 of them.
Correct.
Let's take a gander. So you already used 2 absorbs, so you need the other absorb or another veto in those 2 cards. I have 14 cards in my deck, and I know the bottom 6 of them are lands.
Okay.
So I think I'm just gonna run out of things to do.
Okay.
So I should probably just go for it. You're 23.
Yep.
Well, I guess we'll start with their Wilderness Reclamation.
Okay, that costs 6.
Oh, everything costs 2 more because of this.
Yep.
Oh, in that case, I probably can't do it this turn. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's pay 6 for it.
Okay.
Because now we're at so this is 6, this is 13. We have 7 floating plus 39 is 46. And we're gonna need 29 to cast in a 23-point explosion. That leaves us 17 mana. Wow, which is more than enough. So
Oh, just 17?
yeah.
Just 17.
So and we only need 6 for that. So that leaves us 11 floating still.
Isn't Temur Rec fun?
Yeah. So I could even scry 2 and still pay for 2 disputes if that's like what you have. Just to look at the top 2 cards of my deck. So I guess that's what I'll do. I'll probably just lose into a counterspell. So go to my end step.
Sure.
First trigger on the stack will scry 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I think my deck might just be all lands. Because this like I said is 13, right? 5, yeah. And there's a Fable Passage there, and there's only 2 lands in here.
Okay.
So there's 16 lands, and it's like a 27 or 28 land deck.
Sure, sure. All right, what do you got?
Yeah, so my 14 cards.
Yeah, 27 lands.
Yeah, so there's 3 spells in my 14 cards.
Okay.
So we'll float the other 2 mana.
Okay.
Untap. Yeah, those don't.
Sure.
Float 13, go up to 15.
Okay.
Float 13, go up to 28.
Okay.
Then go up to we're at 20.
51.
We're at 28 mana.
Okay.
This is
28
resolved,
mana.
and these are untapped.
And they're all on top. Okay.
41.
Yeah, and then we'll do a 23-point explosion at you.
So you had how much mana?
So I have no mana floating after tapping this and casting this for X equals 23, paying for this, making
You
you
did
draw
pay
the card.
extra?
Yeah. That's because I had 28 floating.
I'm going to absorb.
And do this for X equals 2, but pay 2 more, right? Make you pay 4.
Okay, I'm dead.
Yeah, if you had another counter spell, I just don't think I had spells.
Yeah, I think if I just had the Dovin's Veto, dang it, that's what I needed. It was on top.
I had 4 spells left on my deck, and they were these.
Nice.
So,
yeah, I had this on top. I probably, if I shatter, did I put you in a spot where you couldn't kill me? I don't think so, because it's just, you had 6 more mana laying around, right?
I had 11 extra because I scryed. So and that only gave you 9.
All right. Well, these games are quite the grind, everybody. We are going to head to the sideboard here, see what kind of tech we got for each other. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a couple of minutes. Welcome to sideboarding here on Versus Live. We are sideboarding against Azorius Control, against Temur Reclamation. From my end, I like trimming on Bertha Melitis. The 0-4 wall is almost always irrelevant. I like taking out Glass Casket. So it's pretty interesting. There's a lot of different ways to sideboard against these Reclamation decks, and the decks that play like William Pulliam's list, that play like Gadwicks and Brazen Borrowers as your threat, I actually like taking out all the Wraths and just leaving in Glass Casket for Uro. But in this one, Nightpack Ambusher is a threat I just have to have some answers for, so I decide to leave in, instead of 3 Glass Casket, 3 Wrath effects, so I can catch up if you do get me on the back foot with Ambushers. And then cards I'm bringing in are just early or good efficient counterspells in the form of Dispute. Dovin's Veto 4-year expansion explosion is very important. Disdainful Stroke is the new addition that I didn't play last week, but with the rise of Temur Reclamation, it is a card that I think should be played from now. And then 1 Aether Gust. I don't love it in this matchup because they usually pivot in such a way that Gust is usually just okay. So that's why I'm only bringing in 1 when I do have 2. But yeah,
here there's Ambusher here, Reclamation, Explosion.
Yeah, I think this is just better against them, but
it's nice that Stroke doesn't get expansion for value. Like when you stroke a big spell, I can't protect it with expansion as a counterspell.
Exactly, it doesn't get Euro either, even though sometimes or most times you cast it for 4.
On my side, I mentioned in the beginning of the show that the reason I like Harlan's list is it gets to pivot into this Temur Flash game, and that's what we're doing. We got our Ambushers, we got a bunch of good counter spells, bringing it all over removal, going to rely on our creatures to attack down Planeswalkers and our cheap counter magic. And then just cutting down on this ramp play. You know that your opponent's going to be bringing in a lot of good counters, especially Dovin's Veto. That just ruins your day when you try to go for a big explosion.
Doesn't ruin my day.
So we're just trimming down on that side of the deck and instead focusing on being more of this Flash deck with Brazen Borrower, Nightpack Ambusher, and once you're done dealing with those, we have Uro to clean up.
Yep, I love it. Let's shuffle on up, see if I can get the games are a lot easier on the play for both of us. Now that winning the die roll in this matchup from the blue-white side is so important because game 1 honestly feels like a bye if you can land one of the 3-mana Planeswalkers on turn 3, just because you put the Temur Reclamation deck on the back foot so much, especially to Fairy. Like, when you're trying to bounce to Fairy on like your 3rd turn and stuff, that doesn't work out too well. But on the draw, when you can counter it like you did, it gets to be a lot tougher. And it's not as important games 2 and 3 because you do have disputes for them, so you do have answers to them now. So like I said, this is my worst matchup for this, but it is a fun matchup to play.
Yeah, and definitely something that the Azorius deck is going to have some ability to maneuver against. You've added some strokes, maybe you can go even further.
Yep. All right, well, let's take some questions from Dan, if you got them.
From me.
From you.
So from Red Ryan, what do you guys think is the healthiest format in terms of diversity and what's most fun to play?
God, honestly, I think all 3 of them are great right now. I say all 3 of them as Standard, Modern, and Pioneer. I don't play any of the Eternal formats, except sometimes, rarely for fun. But
Modern is a little awkward, I would say.
You think so?
Because of the oversized impact that Titan is having on the metagame. Like, it's basically Titan and these like creature combo decks that beat up a Titan, and that's about it.
I think that's level 1 though, right now.
Creature control with the Urza deck. But like they all have some like all the decks that are beating Titan are decks that have some combo to go over the top. And so that it's pushed out a good portion of the metagame that exists in the other 2 formats.
Sure. I will say one thing about that though is everybody in Modern, like, there's only been a team event where Modern is around, and everybody in Modern is just playing the decks that were good. Nobody's really innovating, and Ely innovated for last week and dominated. So I think there's so much room to try new stuff in Modern. Like, I think even, degenerate combos like ad nauseum, I think could be good again.
Neo brand.
I think there's a lot of things you can do in Modern. People just aren't exploring them as much. I'm still going to be playing Urza until that card gets banned, personally. Like,
Sure.
I love that. But yeah, Modern, I could see that a little bit. Let's go to Pioneer. I think Pioneer is just great.
It's insane.
Yeah.
This is the best format.
I mean, I'll give a spoiler out here. This Players Tour, if I can even get there, I think is going to be Players Tour Breach. Lotus Field Breach. I think the card is probably too good, or the deck is probably a little too good, and there's going to be a lot of pros playing it. Most of the people on my testing team are, so that's going to be an interesting one in Phoenix.
Yeah, we'll see how that shakes out. But again, Pioneer is still, like post-ban Modern, somewhat underexplored, even though it's been around for a few months. But right now, we've got this cool combo control deck. We've got some good aggro decks. We've got, some mid-range decks that go way over the top, a few combo decks.
You got Shaheen still trying to play control,
Ronnie's still playing us for control. So, I think Pioneer's in a great shape, both in terms of diversity and the quality of the gameplay.
Yeah.
Sometimes Inverter can get a little repetitive.
Yeah.
But,
that's just because we're all a little gun shy from last weekend where everybody played Inverter because it was the deck of that weekend. And the people at the SCG had the benefit of getting all the Players Tour deck lists from Brussels and Nagoya, so of course they're just going to play what they think was good from there.
Yeah,
that's a good strategy. But now the things are evolving, and we're starting to see new powerful decks come up as well. Pioneer's really great, and then Standard I think is also awesome.
Yeah, Standard, that top tier of Mono Red Aggro, Azorius Control, and Temur Reclamation is really healthy. A lot of range in terms of archetypes there. The gameplay is fun. There's a lot of close, interesting battles. Like that first game was close and went long, and a lot of decisions there.
Yep. And then you got Jeskai Fires, which is still a good deck, and you got Jun Food, which is still viable. Not many people played it last weekend, but I did play against it and made the top 4 of the event. So pretty healthy there too. I think we are starting to get our rock paper scissors metagame.
Yeah.
Temur Rec beats blue white beats red beats Temur Rec. That's kind of like the trinity that we're seeing. But overall, great formats, and I think this is going to be another great weekend at SCG Philadelphia.
Yeah, completely agree.
All right, great questions. Let's get this games going. I'm going to be on the play. Ew, the sound is far too reactive. And my mana base is not very good. I think this hand just doesn't win. We're playing against essentially a flash deck post-board, and I could counter a few things, but I'm not doing anything, so I'm going to mulligan.
As Michael Majors would say, you are not gaining any traction.
Yeah. I am sitting there and hoping my absorbs and strokes and stuff are good enough, and they usually aren't. All you got to do is just sequence it correctly, where you just go end step, threat that matters, and then when I counter it, you go, okay, threat that matters.
Untap threat that matters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I'm going to mulligan. Let's take. Yeah.
One more question over there, Dan.
Sure. From EDAC Plays, do you all think it would be possible to run a 5-color Titans deck using Hushbringer and Tocatli Honor Guard to stop the sacrifice effect on Uro and Kroxa?
I mean, if you want your memes to be your dreams, then yes, I do. But I do not think that the problem is I've seen this in the Grixis Lazov decks and stuff that try to abuse these Titans and stuff like that. It's when that happens, it looks pretty good. It's not even insane. It looks pretty good. But then when you don't pair it with that, those creatures are so heinous, it's unreal. Yeah. So and also that mana base is probably going to be very rough. Play Niv Mizzet if you want to play 5 colors. That deck's good.
Which does not combo well with Tocatli Honor Guard.
Not well at all. All right. So we're going to try this again. We're on the mole train. All right, we're not going to mulligan this one. It's not excellent or anything, but we'll put this to the bottom. And pass to you.
Okay, Temple of Epiphany.
Okay.
We will
have an epiphany over there while you're at it.
I'm going to keep that on top.
You would. Okay.
Thinking about how to sequence there. I knew I was going to keep it the entire time.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, of course. Why not?
And I'm going to play it. Temple of Mystery, and we will keep that on top.
Okay.
The sand needed some extra lands. We have now found them.
All right. Do me dirty. All right. Go. How dare you? I just have to jam in these situations and just hope there's not enough counter spells almost always. Otherwise, I'm in trouble.
18.
Yep.
Pass the turn.
Okay, so this could be a Brazy B, which would be quite strong. Got a land drop here, so I can just say go and react for this turn, which seems pretty decent. Yeah, let's do that. I'll pass to you.
End step, I will growth spiral.
Okay, that resolves.
I will put Steam Vents onto the battlefield, untapped,
Okay.
go to 16, and cast Omen of the Sea.
Omen, okay. That resolves. That good?
It's not bad.
Okay, don't love that.
It's not bad, but it's not great.
Okay, well, I like that.
Just wondering if I can afford to take this and get it down. And I think I can,
Okay.
but I'm going to bottom the other one so as to not clunk up my hand.
Okie dokie.
And
So I'm afraid of a decent amount of stuff
play
here.
Breeding Pool tapped and pass the turn.
Okay. Needed that. Needed that. All right, so we're going to go and try a Teferi. Time Raveler.
That's why I needed to do this the other way.
You've seen the error of your ways?
Indeed, I have.
Excellent.
Oh, I'm getting so punished.
Good.
Oh, no.
Good.
Oh, no.
Yes.
I know.
Why did I do it that way? It was
Yes.
So unnecessary. So completely unnecessary.
Always take two. That is what Harlan told me.
Yeah, I know.
Harlan was like turn. I was on the play. He just snap takes two. Like it completely bluffed me. Didn't have the dispute, and I didn't fall for it. I was like, yeah, whatever. Harlan's a good enough player where he is gonna always take two. Same can't be said about you, I guess. But no, I'm just kidding.
Okay, I'll try to intervention.
For two. All right. I had that. We'll tick this up, and I'll pass to you. Okay.
Yeah, now we're probably dead.
Teferi is one heck of a magic card. You know,
Two in hand?
yeah, whenever the game's going really fast and you just need to slow things down a bit, Teferi Time Raveler is what you want. Just say go and play stuff on my hand stop.
I am going to petty theft the Teferi
Yep.
and pass the turn.
Okay. And that's still a pretty solid play. $18.
Yep.
Teferi.
Response bar.
Okay. I'm gonna bounce it. We're gonna play this song and dance for a little bit. And then I'll pass to you. This exchange does end up still being good for me because I get to draw that extra card while you spend your turn. Now it is still putting not allowing me to progress anymore, so still a solid play. Okay.
Bar. Spiral.
Yep.
Pass the turn.
Okay. Now I just want to make sure I protect Teferi. So I have two great plays. I don't know which one is better here. I think it's probably just got to be this. Yeah, it can get me a little punished, but yeah, we're gonna go with the Dream Trawler. Past you.
You have 3 in hand?
3, yep. Can lose our Teferi here with a few things, but it's not the biggest deal when we have Dream Trawler.
Petty Theft, the Dream Trawler. Oh, it still goes. Oh yeah,
It's countered. Yep.
Yeah. I knew I couldn't cast the bar. I just still.
Yep. Nope. It's countered.
And then we'll play this Reclamation
Okay.
and untap on your end step and pass the turn.
All right. Draw.
Yep.
So I get a trigger. Now, what do I want to do? I think we're gonna start by beginning combat.
Yep.
Jam. Draw.
I'm gonna go to 11. You'll go to 23.
11 to 23. Correct. Correct. All right. We're gonna try to go with a. This is interesting. What do I want to do here? I got 2 solid plays. Think I want to be mana efficient this turn.
You have 5 in hand.
I have 4. Think I want to be mana efficient. Let's go for an Elspeth Conquers Death.
I will negate that.
Negate. Okay. Scry.
Yep.
Bottom. Go.
On your end step, let's scry 2.
Okay. The shields are down. It's too bad.
I like both of these.
Lucky.
Actually, why don't we stack it the other way?
Just gotta hope Dream Trawler is enough to send me to the promised land. AKA game 3.
No, we'll debating how to stack these.
It's a tough matchup, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, anybody who's playing either of these decks for SCG Philadelphia, get in your reps in this matchup, grab your buddy, and play this targeted matchup, because it is something that if either player is less experienced in the matchup, it's a good matchup for either side. And that's not normally the case, but this is that skill intensive of a matchup where if some people feel not prepared.
Yeah. Attack you to 20.
Yep.
And I'm gonna make 11 mana and explosion for 7.
Well, I got that. Okay. Me, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you take 7. You're at 13. I draw 7.
Okay. Good play.
And
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep.
let's discard an Omen of the Sea.
Okay. Untap. Draw. To fairy. So this is going to make it a 2-turn clock with the draw. Now the question is, how do I want to constrict your mana? I have to bounce something if I want Trawler to possibly be lethal next turn. And I think it is just step 1, bounce Brazen Borrower, and kind of hope I can maybe get some to that. I'm going to bounce this. It's not good. Draw trigger.
Yep. So I'm going to go to 5. You'll go to 19.
Yep. 5 to 19. Not very good draws, unfortunately. We're going to go with Berthamelitis.
Yep.
Get a Plains. Then I'm going to Temple and Scry. Don't want a Berthamelitis. And pass to you. All right. So 6 mana is not a ton over there. And Dream Trawler is still, you guessed it, unkillable.
Yeah. Okay. Let's start with the thing we know we have to do, which is bounce this to Teferi.
Yep, and that thing resolves.
Now the other step is trying to develop some mana.
While still not dying to Dream Trawler.
So let's cast an Uro.
Okay.
It's going to put me to 8.
And that is a time walk right there, so.
Yeah. It's a pretty good draw.
The card's insane, by the way. I've been playing that in my 2 choices for the players tour in Phoenix were Sultai, which we played a while ago and which we will actually see a little bit later, and this deck. And Uro was the reason why that was a good deck.
I'm going to go to 6.
Ooh. Okay. Two mana.
Cast Omen.
Okay.
Don't need either of these.
Okay.
Go to my end step, untap my lands.
Okie dokie. Anything further?
Nope, you can go.
All right, I'm gonna untap. I'm gonna have some triggers. Draw step. Trigger. I will get a wall. Okay, well, I think we have a pretty scripted turn here. Have to try to make something happen. We're going to start with the Teferi, which you know about.
Negate that.
Okay. Then I am going to head to beginning of combat.
You have 3 in hand?
Correct.
And that's currently a 4/4. If you attack, it'll be a 5/5, and I can just go to 1.
Yep. 4 or 5, but whatever.
Yeah. And if you cast anything to draw at instant speed, I can... What can I do about that? What do you have to draw at instant speed?
Omen of the Sea.
Omen of the Sea. That would be bad. I would not be able to beat an Omen. So I think I have to, unfortunately, throw away
Brazy B.
another borrower.
Yep. Okay, second main.
Yep.
Elspeth Conquers Death.
You have how many cards in hand?
1.
I will dispute that.
Did you pay 3?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Your turn. Tilt.
Okay. I think we have
You've assembled the combo.
stable, like, I don't know, effectively stabilized.
Yeah. That's true.
You have 1 in hand.
1. Yep.
So let's
Oops.
go blue, green. Uro.
It's 0. Up to 9.
And we'll go to 9.
Did you exile cards, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Draw. We'll put this onto the battlefield and scry.
Okay.
Don't need another land.
Okie dokie.
I will go to 7.
7. This is a battle.
Let's make sure we know this
Yeah.
is here.
Hey, you do have access to one of those.
And pass the turn.
All right. You want to untap your lands there?
Oh, yeah. And set these on top. I guess I'll... No, that's fine.
Okay. I will untap. Go to draw.
Yep.
Got a couple of triggers.
So Ross, you're at 9.
I am at 7.
7.
I shocked.
Just
Oh,
two.
right. Okay.
All right. So I gained 2. I'm up to 21. 21 to 7.
Yep.
Pretty okay draw here-ish. What can I expect that you have? How many cards?
3.
Teferi?
Is that the 4th one?
It is. Sure is.
In response,
Okay.
Brazen Bar.
Yep.
In response, Brazen Bar.
Okay.
In response, Night Pack Ambusher.
All right.
Fairy resolves.
Okay, well, I guess I have to bounce a Brazen Bar. Otherwise, you can just block Dream Trawlers. So, yeah, I guess we'll do that. And then this gets pumped. I'll declare attacks trigger.
So now to play around Omen, I have to block.
Okay.
So you gain 6 to 27.
Yep. All right, and then what do we want to do here? We got some solid plays. I think it's just gotta be this. What card scares me more? Night Pack Ambusher or Uro? Guess it's Uro. Yeah, let's get that out of there.
It's pretty good.
Go.
Upkeep. Let's sack this Omen.
Okay.
Scry 2.
Yep.
Lands go to the bottom.
Okay.
You say that so much, it sounds like a sample at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
Attacked Fairy.
Block.
Ooh. Hold on.
Whoa,
Forgot about that
Judge.
thing existing. So bounce a token. Oh, wait. Ugh. Yeah, that's just what we have to do. Bounce the token, attack to Fairy,
Okay.
and then scry 1.
Okay.
Bottom.
And you're at 7, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Play another Ambusher,
Okay.
because I'm not going to get a trigger anyway.
Okay.
Untap my lands and pass the turn. I think I
right.
might be losing this one.
It's close. It's definitely close. All right. Draw. Trigger. Trigger. Declare attacks. Trigger.
Do I want to... hold on. I might want to chump block with a bar.
Yeah, I'm just drawing regardless for it, but
So I don't think I have a bar left in my deck. Am I playing 4? Oh, I've already seen 4. So
Yep.
there's no way I can possibly double block,
okay.
which means I don't know how I deal with that thing. Yeah, before you draw, I'm going to try to cast this.
It resolves. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll
You can block. Okay, so gain 5.
You're
32. Yep. Second main, Dream Trawler.
Yeah.
Can you beat the second one? Let's go like this, and don't think there's a real reason to play cards, so I'll just ship to you.
The one mistake, the end result of the one mistake I made putting in the line tapped was that you had a window to resolve Dream Trawler.
Yeah.
And then their Dream Trawlers won the game.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's how skill intensive this game is. We got a game 3 here. Woo woo! I'm the only one excited out of all our viewers and Ross. Yeah, that's a grind, huh? All right, let's take some questions from our chat.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
These games.
They're wild. But honestly, I don't know why. Normally I hate these kind of games just historically in Magic, but I have loved these games lately. Maybe I think it's just because I love blue-white control so much. I really just love the white glory bringer Elspeth Conquers Death. You know?
Yeah. All right. So, from Johnny Jugs, what is the best modern deck at the moment? And do you think anything from Titan Shift will be banned?
Well, I have to say, Johnny, right? Johnny, stay tuned for our second round. I am playing the best deck in Modern. So, I'm not even gonna... I'm gonna keep you on the hook. I'm gonna keep you on the hook. We'll answer the second part.
Everybody knows what deck you're playing. Everybody knows.
All right, Temur Reclamation is the best deck. I just watched Ely dismantle people all weekend last, and don't get me wrong, he is probably the best Urza player on the planet because that's all he plays. You know, literally all he plays. So I will give him some credit that the pilot was quite good on it, but I just think Urza is still insane, and I think people are not really respecting it. And the second part was the Titan question.
Do you think anything from Titan Shift will be banned?
No.
No.
The deck has to be good before it gets banned.
Any Titan deck, is there any card that is in the crossfire of a banning?
I don't think so. I think they're all quite fair.
I mean,
you know,
step one in determining whether you need to ban is whether like the deck is so dominant that just nothing beats it. I think the performance of both Temur in the hands of Ely, and then my teammate Chris Marshall was tooling on Titan decks all day with Heliod Company, just a creature combo deck that had a lot of good disruption out of the sideboard as well. He had even Mind Sensor and things to the and even Knight of Autumn is really good because now it blows up Amulet and Dryad. So he was winning that matchup pretty handily. Not quite as well as Ely.
Yeah.
But I think we've shown there's a couple decks that beat it. Whether that leads to a metagame that is healthy and that people like is the next question, and we'll see that in the coming weeks. If it's just those 3 decks that you can play, like Titan decks and anti-Titan decks, then something from the Titan deck has to get banned.
I think these Titan decks are so easily exploited. Like, I don't really ever fear playing Amulet. Like, I've lost to it before plenty of times, you know? But as long as I have it in my mind going into the tournament, I'm going to have a plan that beats it because there's very clear cards that beat it. So I'm not a huge believer. Like, of course, when I sit down against Dilks, you know I have to play type Magic, but I don't feel like I'm always disadvantaged because of the deck. You know, I feel like the player is great, you know. But
that can be true and still it can be deserving of a ban. Yeah. Because if you're forced to do that every week and none of the decks that don't do that are remotely viable, then you still have a problem.
I agree.
So if anything gets banned, it's because of that. Because I don't think the deck is unbeatable. We're playing 2 decks in the next match that I think are both favored in the matchup. If we don't get the next step where there are now decks that can beat those decks and compete well enough against Titan to be a factor, then that's a problem.
I mean, if Mox Opal stayed around for as long as it did, let's get real. Nothing's getting banned from that Titan deck for a while. All right, how'd your hand?
It looks great.
Mine does too.
I will start on a Temple of Mystery.
Okay.
And that one looks great, so I'll keep it.
That looks great. That looks great. That looks great. All right, I don't need that card. Pass to you.
Okay. Nothing Corey is going to be doing here is going to be scary at all, so I'm just going to main phase the Spiral.
Okay.
And, we hit a Temple. That's cool.
All right.
Yeah, I like that one. We'll leave it there.
Okay. I'm going to untap. That was a pretty solid draw. I'm going to go with a land and pass to you.
Okay. I've learned my lesson from last game. I will shock.
Okay. Okay.
Pass the turn.
Untap. Upkeep. Drop. All right. Ambusher is on my mind. A bunch of good cards on my mind that I'm afraid of here. I'm just going to say go.
End step, Omen of the Sea.
Not afraid of that one. That resolves.
Preordain is banned in Modern, buddy.
Yeah, true.
Think we can safely bottom that, but this one is good.
Okay.
And go to my turn?
Sure.
Shock. 16.
You know you're going to lose by just like a few points of this game, right?
You're up.
All right. I'm going to go with land go.
End step, Brazen Borrower.
Brazy beat. I'm going to absorb that.
I will negate your absorb.
That's fine.
Go to my turn?
Yep.
Attack for 3.
Okay, I will take it. 17.
Pass the turn.
And this is the situation that I don't like getting in, where you have a threat and you can get behind it. That's the whole point, is to kind of posture for posterity. That's probably not the correct way to phrase that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
All right. What should we do now? How many cards?
4.
I think we're going to start with a Narset.
That resolves.
All right. Now what do we want to do with it? All right. Activate. All right, sweet. Your turn.
End step, Night Pack Ambusher. I will dispute your strike.
I am dead. I am straight dead.
Attack Narset for 3.
Oh, yeah.
4. You go to 13. End step, I'll get a wolf. Pass the turn. Now we just play.
Oh, that's not great. Okay, Teferi.
Teferi resolves.
All right, I'm still in a lot of trouble, but I guess we get to destroy something here. I think I need to just bounce this, I guess. Draw and pass to you.
Okay, I'm gonna sack this thing.
Okay.
Find whatever land happens first.
Okay, sure.
Whichever one comes up.
Yep.
I'm just gonna sack this omen.
Okay. Still in a ton of trouble.
Yeah, the Teferi is step one. Like it slows me down. Buys you a little bit of time. But yeah, definitely still behind.
Yeah, whenever you can press through your threats with a dispute, like I just can't win. I have to tap out and do stuff. So these games when I'm on the draw and you have a good draw, it's really tough. Okay,
You're
9.
10. I do at 13. Did you?
I had myself taking 5 last turn, right? No, I took. My math is wrong. I'm at 10.
Yeah, it's 17 to 13 to 10.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah, because this went up the Narset.
Yep.
Yeah,
I just took 5 when it
Okay.
should have been 4.
pass.
So wait, where's everybody?
Corey's at 10. I'm at 16.
Okay.
Okay. Well, Teferi. Say resolve. Say resolve. Say resolve.
I will cast a borrower in response.
Crazy B. Okay. I'll absorb.
I will. You have 3 in hand.
Yep.
I will intervention your absorb for 1.
Yeah, okay. This resolves.
Yep.
Well, I guess I will. Yeah, I think it's that.
Probably
Yep.
just want to hit the token.
Yep, let's bounce that and pass to you.
That's not a bad one.
Okay.
1 at Teferi, 1 at you.
All right.
You're at 7.
Yep.
Pass the turn.
7 to 16. Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Oh boy, I think that's probably gonna do it. 7. We'll see. That was a decent draw. Maybe this helps a little bit. Elspeth conquers death.
Disdainful stroke.
Okay, I'm dead.
You have to dispute because you know I have Ambusher, right?
Exactly, but then you just say that resolves, exile this, you play Ambusher, and you win.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, if you paid for dispute,
Yeah. Then you get another.
then I get another turn, but, you know. I don't know.
I just let you tap out and 7 you.
Yep. Well, that's a grind, but
Well, you saw how the flash elements there really changed the texture of the games.
Yep.
And I was going to be able to do the same thing in game 2, but that one turn when I took I had intervention expansion in hand.
Yeah.
And I played a tap land. And I just didn't have to.
Yeah.
And put me at 4 mana instead of 5, so I couldn't cast them both.
Yeah.
As counter spells, and that let you resolve Fairy, and that just blew up the flash plan. Then I had to go back to try to play that attrition plan, and the Dream Trawler took over because I no longer had as many tools towards that plan.
yeah. The fun thing and the interesting thing about this matchup is you're just fighting for the position that you have a threat on the table and can protect it. It's usually whichever person does that. The problem is honestly Brazen Bar, because I don't have a reset button like that where if something resolves, I can just for 2 mana say no, deal with that next turn. I just have to hope that you don't have those. You can build up to a scenario where you can bounce and then set up your big turns, and I don't have that, so I really have to snowball my threats. And if I can get it to Fairy, and then you have to spend a turn like Thas is interventioning to like find a threat. Like this is how I beat William in the finals. I actually just destroyed him. I mean, go back and watch it sometime. I destroyed him.
Sorry, Will.
Yeah, but I mean, he went literally 15-1. I think he's fine with the one loss. But that's all that happened is I just jammed Teferi, got countered. Jammed another Teferi. He had deer in the headlights look because he didn't have a counter. I was like, this one resolved. And he's like, yep. And then the next turn he had to like Oracles intervention to try to find an answer, and then I'm like, okay, Elspeth conquers that to kill his one permanent he had, and then played Dream Trawler, and then I discarded Dream Trawler, and Elspeth conquers that, brought it back. And
when you're playing the Flash game plan with a bunch of counter spells, things snowball on the other side once one big threat resolves, especially Teferi. So and that happens really quickly. Maybe you just want your own borrowers, though. Because they can bounce a Wilderness Reclamation. They can trade with mine. Yeah, take a lot of pressure off you. That could be the sideboard card you want.
That could be the next evolution for this deck. And honestly, if I tested any standard whatsoever, that would be the first thing. I mean, I'd still play this deck. Yeah. But that would be the thing I would go towards. I think it's great in the mirror too. So
yeah, definitely. The mirror is going to be the same way.
But we had quite the grind fest, so we want to make sure and get ourselves to the rest of our matches. We're going to take a short 5-minute break, and then we're going to be bringing you Demir Wurza, best deck in Modern, no big deal, up against
Heliod Company.
Yes, absolutely. We're going to take a 5-minute break, and we'll see you back here on Versus Live.